Between buildings, speed, and concrete, Rio de Janeiro reveals the strength of its present. In the city's economic heart, everything seems to move forward. Everything changes. Everything rushes. Everything rises. Everything transforms. But in the middle of this concrete jungle, there is still a part of Rio that refuses to disappear. A path where time was never defeated. A path where history is still alive. And from above, that discovery begins. Because when the modern city seems to dominate everything, an old symbol of Rio appears once again. Silent, resilient, unmistakable. The Santa Teresa Tram. In the middle of downtown, surrounded by avenues, buildings in motion, it appears almost like a challenge to time itself. It is not just a means of transport. It is memory in motion. It is a link between two worlds. On one side, the Rio of speed. On the other, the Rio of hills, rails, and stories hidden in every curve of the road. And before Santa Teresa reveals itself completely, there is a passage, a portal, a moment where the present meets the past on the same line. The Arcos da Lapa are more than a postcard. Here, they become a bridge between two times. And this is the moment when the city slowly begins to change its rhythm. After the arches, the landscape changes. The lines become softer. The streets gain curves, the facades gain memory. The greenery begins to embrace the city. And Santa Teresa appears the way it has always known how to appear, without hurry, without asking permission. Like a neighborhood that never needed to run in order to remain alive. From above, every curve tells a story. Every rail seems to carry the gentle weight of another time. And every climb takes us a little farther from the restless Rio below. At Curvelo, Santa Teresa begins to open its soul. Here, the eye no longer finds only the city. It finds perspective. It finds breath. It finds a Rio that stops being just an urban landscape and starts to feel like living memory. It is as if, from this point on, the journey is no longer only geographical. It is no longer just a climb. It becomes a change in atmosphere. A dive into a part of Rio where the past still speaks to the present. And then memory takes shape. It gains structure. It gains height. It gains a view. At Ruins Park, history does not appear as a distant memory. It stands upright, cut against the sky, looking out over the city from above.
Here, the contrast becomes even stronger. Down below, modern Rio keeps rushing forward. Up here, the landscape seems to breathe in a different way.
These ruins do not speak of an ending. They speak of permanence. They speak of everything time has taken but never erased.
Farther ahead, Largo dos Guimarães shows that Santa Teresa does not live on memory alone. It It lives through presence, through streets, through corners, through facades, through routine, through soul.
And as the journey continues, the neighborhood begins to reveal even deeper layers. Following Almirante Alexandrino, the story keeps climbing. And among the hills, the curves and the quiet elegance of Santa Teresa, another remarkable presence appears. Castelo Valentim. Almost hidden, almost silent, but impossible to ignore. It appears as yet another proof that this neighborhood holds many layers. Layers of architecture, of memory, of charm, of mystery. Here, Santa Teresa makes one thing clear. It is not only a beautiful place to look at, it is a place that must be felt. Every stretch of the road seems to hold a detail. Every climb reveals a new perspective. Every glance from above reinforces the same feeling, that there is a Rio that still resists without making noise. And when the path continues beyond that point, it is no longer the tram that leads the journey. Now, the neighborhood itself takes over. The hills, the curves, the facades, the viewpoints. The landscape opening little by little. From downtown to this point, what this journey reveals is not only a route. It is a contrast. It is a heritage. It is a city within the city. One Rio, modern, fast, and imposing. And another Rio, older, more sensitive, more timeless. High above Santa Teresa, the rush begins to fade. The city seems to breathe in another way. And in that moment, everything makes sense. Because Santa Teresa does not appear as an escape from the present. It appears as a reminder of what Rio should never lose. Its memory, its identity, its soul.